There is a calculation nobody runs before they make one of the biggest financial decisions of their life. Not before they sign the lease, not before they accept the job, not before they merge two incomes into one household and assume that two salaries means double the progress. Nobody runs this calculation. And the people who never run it end up doing exactly what Ryan is doing right now. Staring at a joint bank account that should have thousands in it and finding almost nothing. Meet Ryan. He is 33 years old. He is a project manager earning $3,200 a month take home. His partner earns $2,200 a month. Combined, they bring home $5,400 every single month. $5,400. And yet after 3 years of both of them working full-time, they have $4,200 in savings and $11,000 in new debt. Now meet Sophia. Sophia is 35. She earns $2,800 a month, alone, no partner income, no side hustle, no inheritance, no lucky break. And Sophia has $28,000 in assets and zero debt. She earns less than half of Ryan's household. She has 7 times his savings. Today we are going to show you exactly why. Because the two income trap is real, it is invisible, and nobody is going to warn you until it is too late. Ryan remembers the month he and his partner sat down and did the maths together for the first time. 2 salaries, 1 household. They wrote the number down on paper. $5,400 a month coming in. Ryan said out loud, "We are going to be fine." That was 3 years ago. Today Ryan cannot explain where the money goes, not in any way that fully adds up. He knows the rent. He knows the car payments, 2 of them now, because 2 people working means 2 cars. He knows the groceries have crept up every 6 months, without any single moment he can point to as the turning point. What he cannot explain is how a household earning more than either of his parents ever earned separately is finishing most months with less than $200 unspent. Last quarter they had to put a broken washing machine on a credit card. $840. They told themselves they would pay it off by the end of the month. They did not. The month before that they both worked late every single weeknight for 3 weeks. By Friday they were too exhausted to cook. Meal delivery averaged 6 nights a week. They noticed the total when the credit card statement arrived. $960. On food alone that month. Ryan knows something is wrong. He just does not know what. He is not reckless. His partner is not reckless. They do not take luxury holidays. They do not buy designer clothes. They work harder than almost anyone they know. Sophia knows this feeling. She lived it for 2 years after her relationship ended, and she found herself managing 1 income for the first time. It was the best financial education she ever received, because when the second income disappeared, she was forced to find the leaks, and what she found changed everything. There are 4 invisible forces that make 2 income households poorer than they should be. The second salary illusion, the lifestyle merge, the safety trap, the exhaustion economy. That is what we are covering today. Here is what we are covering today. First, the second salary illusion. Why the second income in your household is worth dramatically less than the number on the payslip, and the calculation nobody runs before both partners commit to full-time work. Second, the lifestyle merge. How 2 people combining finances silently multiply spending in ways that neither person would ever choose alone. Third, the safety trap. How 2 incomes creates a false sense of financial security that permanently kills the urgency to build real protection. Fourth, the exhaustion economy. The exact monthly price tag of being too tired to manage your own life. Let us begin. Ryan's partner earns $2,200 a month, take home, On the surface, that looks like $2,200 added to their household every single month. It is not. Here is the real calculation nobody ran. Childcare. Ryan and his partner have one child. Full-time childcare in their city costs $1,140 a month. That immediately reduces the second salary's real contribution to $1,060. The second car. 2 people working full-time means 2 cars. The second car payment is $310 a month. Insurance on the second vehicle is $160 a month. Fuel and parking for the second commute runs another $140 monthly. That is $610 a month gone. The second salary is now worth $450. Work costs. 2 people working full-time means professional clothing, lunches near the office, and the small daily costs of being employed, coffee, transport, the birthday collection at the office. Conservative estimate, $180 a month. The second salary is now worth $270. Tax bracket. Because Ryan and his partner combine their incomes, the second salary pushes their household into a higher marginal tax bracket. After adjusting for this, the real net contribution of the second salary drops to approximately $340 a month. $340. Ryan's household sacrificed 80 combined working hours every week, 40 hours each, to add $340 of real purchasing power to their monthly finances. That is $4,080 a year in real gain, less than 1% of their combined gross income. Nobody showed Ryan this calculation when he and his partner decided that 2 incomes was the plan. Sophia ran this calculation. She ran it when her income dropped to 1 salary, and she had to understand exactly where every dollar was going. And when she saw what the second salary had actually been worth versus what they had assumed, she understood why the money had always disappeared. The second salary felt like $2,200. It was delivering $340. The gap between those two numbers, $1,860 every single month, had been quietly absorbed by the system of living a 2-income life, and Ryan had never seen it. Ryan and his partner each had their own life before they combined finances. Ryan had 1 streaming service. His partner had 1 streaming service, different ones. When they moved in together, they kept both. Then came the family plan upgrade. Then the premium tier for the kids' profile. Then the sports package because Ryan watches football, and his partner does not want to give up her documentaries on a different platform. 4 streaming services, $63 a month. Neither of them would have had 4 streaming services alone. Together it happened so gradually neither of them noticed. This is the lifestyle merge. 2 people combining finances do not add their individual spending. Habits. They multiply them. Every shared decision defaults toward the higher of the 2 individual standards. And because neither person is consciously choosing to upgrade, neither person feels responsible for the outcome. Ryan's household has 23 active recurring subscriptions. He can name 6 of them. The other 17, gym memberships, software trials that became permanent, delivery service annual plans, cloud storage upgrades, a meditation app from 2 years ago are simply there, quietly, monthly, totaling $380 in recurring, charges that neither partner chose with full awareness. But it goes beyond subscriptions. Social spending merges and expands. Before combining finances, Ryan might decline a social event because the timing or cost did not suit him. Now every social event requires 2 people to agree. And when 2 people with different social energy levels try to reach a compromise on weekends, the compromise is almost always to spend. A dinner out, a weekend away, an activity that satisfies both. The path of least social resistance is the path that costs money. Home standards merge upward. Ryan was comfortable with budget. Furniture. His partner preferred quality pieces that last. V. Compromise was the partner's standard, applied across every room. Over 3 years, that is a furniture and home goods bill that Ryan would never have generated alone. Sophia noticed this pattern in reverse. When her second income disappeared, her lifestyle did not halve, it recalibrated. She discovered that many of her spending habits had not been her choices, they had been the average of two people's choices. When the average disappeared, she found her own number. And her own number was significantly lower than what the merge had been costing. Ryan has never found his own number, he has only ever known the merged number. And the merged number is quietly consuming the difference between where he is and where he should be. Ryan has never built an emergency fund. He knows he should. He has read the articles, he has seen the advice, 3 to 6 months of expenses in a liquid account. He agrees with it intellectually, he just has not done it. And the reason he has not done it is the same reason most two-income households never build real financial protection. They feel safe. 2 salaries means that if one income disappears, the other covers the basics. That logic feels sound. It feels responsible. It feels like the emergency fund already exists in the form of the second job, so the urgency never arrives. Ryan and his partner have been together for 4 years. In 4 years they have started an emergency fund twice. Both times it reached between $1,000 and $1,500 before a car repair, a medical bill, or a home expense absorbed it. Both times they told themselves they would rebuild it. Both times the presence of 2 incomes made the urgency disappear before the fund did. The safety trap is not laziness. It is a rational response to a feeling of security that turns out to be an illusion. Because 2 incomes does not mean double the security, it means double the exposure. 2 people working means 2 jobs that can be lost, 2 bodies that can get sick, 2 careers that can stall. The risks did not halve when the second income arrived. They multiplied. The lifestyle, built on 2 incomes, cannot survive on one. The moment one income disappears, the whole structure comes under pressure simultaneously. Ryan discovered this 18 months ago. His partner took 3 months of unpaid leave for a family medical situation. It was not planned. It was not a choice. It was simply what the moment required. In those 3 months, Ryan's household went from $5,400 a month in income to $3,200. Their expenses did not adjust. Their rent did not pause. Their car payments did not pause. The credit card that had felt manageable suddenly felt suffocating. They came out of those 3 months with $11,000 of debt and a relationship that had been placed under financial pressure neither of them had anticipated. Sophia had built 3 months of expenses in a reserve account before she did anything else with her single income, not because she was disciplined, because she had no safety net to lean on. The absence of a second income removed the illusion of security and replaced it with the real thing. Ryan had 2 incomes and 0 protection. Sophia had 1 income and real protection. The trap is not having 2 incomes. The trap is believing that 2 incomes is the same thing as being safe. Ryan and his partner leave the house before 7:30 every morning. They return after 6:30 every evening. Between those hours they work, commute, manage the child's schedule, handle any urgent household administration, and attempt to exist as functional human beings inside a system that demands more of them every year. By Friday evening they are done, not tired. Done. And done has a price. When you are done, you do not cook, you order. When you are done, you do not research the best deal on car insurance renewal. You accept the renewal notice. When you are done, you do not negotiate the rent increase. You sign. When you are done, you do not cancel the subscriptions you do not use. You ignore them. Exhaustion is not just an emotional state. It is a financial condition with an exact monthly price tag. Ryan's household spends $380 a month on meal delivery on top of their regular grocery bill. Sophia spends $40 a month on one occasional treat. Ryan's household renewed their car insurance without shopping around. Last year, they overpaid by approximately $340 compared to the best available rate. Sophia spent 40 minutes comparing quotes. She saved $290. Annually, Ryan's household has not renegotiated their rent in 3 years, because neither of them has the energy to manage a potential conflict with the landlord on top of everything else. Their rent has increased twice without pushback. Sophia renegotiated hers once, and kept her rent flat for 18 months. The conservative monthly cost of exhaustion in Ryan's household is $780. $780 a month that Sophia does not spend. Not because Sophia is more disciplined, because Sophia has time, because one person managing one income with intentional structure has margin in her life that Ryan's two-income household has completely consumed. This is the exhaustion economy. The second job does not just cost money directly through childcare, cars and taxes. It costs money indirectly through the decisions that never get made properly because the people who need to make them are too depleted to make them well. Ryan works 80 combined household hours per week to bring home $340 in real second income gain, and then spends $780 a month on the consequences of the exhaustion those 80 hours produce. He is not just failing to get ahead, he is falling behind at a rate that the number on the payslip makes completely invisible. Sophia did not escape the two-income trap by getting a second job. She did not escape it by cutting every expense until her life felt like a punishment. She escaped it by running the real calculation, the same calculation Ryan has never run. She looked at what her income actually delivered after the real costs of earning it were subtracted. She identified the lifestyle, decisions that had happened by default rather than by choice. She built her reserve account first, before any other financial goal, because she understood that security is not a feeling, it is a number in an account. And she looked at where exhaustion was costing her money, and found the places where 30 minutes of attention once a month could recover hundreds of dollars she had been surrendering without knowing it. None of this required a higher salary. None of it required a second income. It required seeing the real numbers instead of the assumed ones. Ryan's household is not failing because they earn too little. They are failing because the structure around two incomes has never been examined. Every assumption that the second salary adds to $1,200, that two incomes means safety, that their spending reflects their actual choices, is wrong. And because the assumptions have never been challenged, the structure keeps consuming everything they build. The moment Ryan runs the real calculation, the same one Sophia ran, he will understand why the money disappears. And understanding why is always the first step to stopping it. Ryan is not behind because he made bad decisions. He is behind because he made completely normal ones. He did what everyone around him was doing. He combined two incomes, built a life that reflected two incomes, trusted that two incomes meant progress, and never looked closely enough at the machine to see where the gears were grinding. The two-income trap is not a personal failure, it is a structural one. But structural problems have structural solutions. And the solution always begins in the same place, with the real number, not the salary. Not the combined income, not the number that sounds impressive at a dinner table, the real number, what actually lands, what the system actually costs to maintain, what is actually being built versus what is being assumed. Sophia is not exceptional, she is simply someone who looked at the real number before the real number looked at her. Ryan can do the same thing, so can you. The question is not whether you have one income or two. The question is whether you know what your income is actually worth. If this video showed you something you had not seen before, share it with someone who needs to see it too. Because the two-income trap works in silence. It works because nobody talks about it. And the best way to break a trap is to name it out loud. Subscribe to WealthBeyond for a new money truth every single week. No noise, no motivation content, no get rich quick, just the real numbers behind the life you are already living. And if you want to start running your own real numbers today, the link to our free savings goal calculator is in the description below. We will see you next week.